Go, Charlie.
Daredevil Nation, what is up? Happy Wednesday night. You know what that means. It's the Micah and Browny show. And we have him back. That is the MC of Nitro Circus Live, the voice of action sports, the man with the absolute safety plan, the host of our unreleased podcast, The Freestyle Files, founder of Division BMX, and the greatest hunter on planet Earth. He's Micah Kranz. Joining him is the secret force behind all of our ticketing decisions, architect of some of the wildest Nitro moments, producer of some of the best Nitro Circus videos, the floor reporter for our live shows, and the guy who taught Bilko everything he knows about comedy. He's Nathan Brown.
Hi.
And our special guest tonight. His resume speaks for itself. He's the legend. The BMX legend. The living legend, Kurtis Downs, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hey, dog. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Welcome, K-Dog.
Welcome, K-Dog. Hey, also, Micah, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Where the bloody hell have you been?
I can talk about it now, finally. Nitro sent me on the road with one of my big old ramps, and they let me pick a bunch of people to come with me, and we were doing shows at Walmarts. So we started in the Midwest, and we have a 3-story roll-in, and K-Dog's with me. That's why he's on the show. We've done 2 of 4 weekends. We're in Bentonville, Arkansas now. We go to Oklahoma City and Dallas this weekend coming up, and then Houston the following weekend. So we've just been doing shows. We're the first entity of Nitro Circus back, and they kind of just stripped everything down and went down to roots. So I grabbed a couple of the boys and some trucks, and we're literally like a caravan living in people's front yards. It's been pretty cool. But so I've had to drive on those Wednesdays, and I watched the show, but sadly I couldn't be a part of it because it's just too dangerous to talk and drive and participate. So thanks for having me back, Browny. Thanks for covering. Thanks, Petey.
Oh, yeah.
For making that happen.
Petey and Todd did a great job, but no one can hug and talk like you can. So welcome back. So obviously Kurtis is part of that Walmart team. K-Dog, what's the last couple of weekends been like for you, buddy? Welcome.
The past couple weekends have been nothing but bliss. Getting back on the road after being cooped up for so long, this has been amazing. And then to come back with such a cool crew that's just like Micah said, we're all living out of our vans, trucks, just on the road, and all of us coming together just to make this happen. And during these hard times, it's been unreal just to get out and kind of do what I do again.
Forget about the smiles you're putting on your guys' faces for a second. What's it like seeing the public, see a live event, seeing action sports? You guys are basically the first action sports event back out there.
It's so good. Not to mention, action sports is still growing and going strong. The best part is watching all the little kids' faces and all their parents that have hauled them out there, and just at the end of the day, that's what makes it, is just watching the kids get so stoked for just the simplest tricks, and just to get out and see it, it's unreal.
Micah, you've been touring that division show for almost 20 years. How sick is it to have someone like Kurtis on these ramps in these kind of smaller shows, but having one of the best on the planet on these ramps?
It is such a different level, because you watch Kurtis come in and he is so just on such a level of big air riding. And my company has done much smaller demonstrations for 20 years, and we're just kind of getting our legs stretched to getting big air ramp, where Kurtis has been surrounded with it almost his whole riding career. So Kurtis is bringing his influence of Kurtis is the first guy down the jump. Kurtis is the first guy to guinea pig it. Kurtis is talking people through tricks. As much as he's putting into the show, what he's putting into my company and into the riders of telling them what's possible and giving trick tips, that's going to go a lot further down than, don't get me wrong, the kids on the faces, the kids' faces smiling in the show are great, but I don't think he really understands just how important he is just on this. Just to let people know, he's ridden Kurtis. We found his name spray painted on the ramp from when he painted it. Kurtis's elbow grease is in this ramp really deep, so it's good he's around it, and it expands from there.
How important is what you guys are doing right now for kind of Nitro Circus and action sports as a whole, do you think?
Massive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's no one else is traveling. There's a couple of shows here and there from a couple of different brands, but as for an actual couple of week tour, this is it. And they're making us do about a week's worth of work in 3 days. So we have one show Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. And the riders are also the ramp crew, which Kurtis is pretty used to it because he came from kind of that background of like with super ramp technologies and doing like all the creative sports stuff. Like he had to actually lift ramps and stuff, but that's not for everybody. So I told everyone I hired based on work ethic as much as rider talent. So the crew is like the hardest working people ever. And then they get on the ramp and Kurtis calls them easy tricks, but the fact they can do anything and still shred, still have like the knowledge to hold it together and be able to do 2 shows in a day and not want to murder each other. Like there's a lot of years on the road in this tour that makes this tour smooth.
Yeah,
for sure. It's cool, but I love representing the brand. I love representing Nitro, and I think the industry's kind of turning their heads like, oh, someone's getting away with doing one, and we're gonna keep powering through as long as we can.
Yeah, I think for sure you're right. The action sports world is watching you guys very closely right now, just like mainstream sports is watching NFL and NBA. So huge credit to you boys. You guys are kind of doing a lot for our company. So we're really proud of the effort you guys are putting in. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of the company. And now, where the fuck are you? Like, are you on a fishing trip?
Yeah. Well, when you're on the road, you come in, you come out, and like everyone thinks the road's so glorious. Everyone thinks it's like fresh hotel beds and clean towels and like.
Not always.
Sometimes at the end of the day, I just lay in bed and I just think I'm doing this for BMX. Like I'm sleeping on an air mattress in a dude's office right now. Because BMX. Kurtis is sleeping in a tent on his truck. Like during the week because BMX. Like I offered I kind of run companies a little differently. Like I kind of do things differently. So I'll offer the guys like, would you rather have the money or would you rather have the luxury? Yeah. And when you get the hard working dudes, they're always like, yo, we want the money. Yeah. Whatever, we'll suffer. So everyone's like, I would rather have money. So my buddy gave us his house. He's not even here. Yeah. He builds like really cool mountain bike structures. It's called GASS Parts, GASS, Global Action Sports Solutions. And he builds like crazy mountain bike stuff. And we're in Bentonville, which is the home of Walmart. And he's been subcontracted to build all these crazy mountain bike trails. So Kurtis brought his e-bike and all the boys were living in the yard. So yeah, we're in a guy's garage for the show because it's BMX. Yeah, sorry. Not sorry at all.
What does doing a tour like this, like how does that like kind of the difference between what a Nitro Circus tour is like where you're with the bigger crowds and the kind of luxury hotels? Like, does this make you appreciate that more, or does this kind of you guys really enjoy this because you guys haven't stopped smiling? We've been on the phone for an hour and you guys have been smiling and laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a whole different environment. With Nitro, it's kind of like you said, like the life of luxury and like getting to just roll in, play your part. This one, you got to fill everyone's parts. And honestly, I feel like you take it, like I'm a lot more grateful for it because it shows you all the hard work that people put in for our Nitro shows that we don't have to deal with or anything. And we're the ones doing that job plus biking, and it literally kind of comes down to, like Micah said, we're doing it for BMX. This is how BMX debuts back in right now. And honestly, that's why we're smiling so much, is because we shouldn't honestly probably be doing this, but it's working right now. And like the crew that we have and the people that we have, like making the sacrifices to be here and like putting the time aside and hard work, that's what makes it so great. It's something that you actually go to bed with and you're like, oh, I rode my bike today. I built a ramp. I got along with all my homies. Like no one hates each other at the end of the day. We all pushed each other. Like there's a bunch of kids out here that I've ridden with for the very first time, and like pushing them on the ramps and everything. It's kind of like going back to the fundamentals of BMX and how it all started. So it's really fun to visit those roots again.
It's cool to hear that, because I think if everyone can take one positive out of COVID, it's given everyone an opportunity to get some good life perspective on all kind of parts of their life. And I think what you said there really sums up just taking the best out of the shitty situation. Micah, back on the mic after 6 months off the mic.
Do you ever play the game Guitar Hero?
I have, yeah, a long time ago.
Where like you get a little guitar and like you start in a garage band, and then like the next level is like a local bar, and then the next level is like an arena, and then you're in like the amphitheater. Like that's kind of how I gauge my life of performances of shows, you know? Like sometimes like, you know, I've been in library parking lots with like 10 people, you know what I mean? But then I've also done like, you know, Adelaide with 30,000. Like it's been such a weird. So like your last question is my favorite. Like, how does it feel? I feel like I jumped down a couple level in Guitar Hero, but I feel like I'm still at the level. You know what I mean? Like you're not always going to be in a green room with catering and snacks. Like sometimes you're going to be in a garage in Arkansas.
Why we're here?
Yeah, 6 is the secret COVID level of Guitar Hero that we're living right now. I hope you like
this
it.
This is Leonard Skinner.
Freebird
right
here. We're playing Freebird.
So I don't know, you guys have been pretty busy. I don't know, did you see Charlie, I'm not sure if this is the right time if we can roll the Caden video. You guys seen this? Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you've seen this, but hopefully you haven't. Surprised if you haven't.
I was gonna say, I've been following that kid for years. He's so talented.
Yeah, he's been to a couple of Nitro. He's the future.
Yeah, not only Utah now. That's where I'm from. That's where I live. I love seeing that kid at skate parks. It is unreal.
Ooh, watch streams.
Ooh, what are we watching?
What are we watching? Look at this.
Every time I watch this kid, I get stoked. Like, this is the future right here. It's unreal.
See him backflipping after taking his helmet off. Whoa. Whoa.
What is that kid? 9 years old, right?
Under 10?
9 years old.
Oh, my. Double flip.
There
goes my job.
We pride ourselves on not fact checking here, but I'd be stunned if he's not the youngest ever person to do a double backflip.
No, he's the youngest for sure.
For sure.
Like, without a doubt in my mind, he's got to be the youngest.
There's nothing to fact.
And not only that, that is like, I'm here to tell you, after doing multiple double flips in my life, like that is picture perfect. That kid literally has some amazing
Watch his head
awareness.
when he lands. Watch when he lands. He keeps looking up. His helmet on his.
Well, that's because, dude, I got a small head too. It's the small head issue. The helmets don't really fit right, and it's a lot of weight on a full face, so it kind of cuts off your vision. But look at him. Like, watch the video again. He spots his second flip, even with the helmet. Look, spot.
Oh.
He spots right there. That is perfect.
I want to send Charlie Rob's double flip with me in the foreground. Let me see if I can do it.
Oh, that is amazing,
dude.
So I think that was probably the best thing in action sports I saw this week. So he's such a little legend. He's kind of travels the world now, and he's such a little freak. He won all 3 Hot Wheels events in Wales, San Diego, and Sunshine Coast last year. A kid like that is just the future of action sports. So watch out, K-Dog.
Oh, I know. That's my job getting taken right there. Like a young, motivated kid that sees what we're doing day in and day out. Look at that. He is going to be a weapon in 4 years.
Where's he from? Northwest?
I think he's out of Cali or something, but I know that they're looking in like living in Utah. I actually rode with him the other day, like right before I came on this tour. He's been showing up in Utah quite a bit, and it's been honestly amazing to ride with. Like, he has this other kid. I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head, but watching those 2 kids ride is honestly mind blowing. It takes me back like 6 years.
Is that the other kid who's at Pastrana Land right now?
Yeah, is it Brody or something?
Oh, what is it? Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
When you watch those 2 ride, it is like it literally reminds me of like when I started BMX. Like you find like one good friend that's sending about the same level of tricks as you are, and you just feed off each other. The other day I watched him at John Beather's house, and Caden learned air out whip, and I think his name's Brody BMX or something like that. Yeah, and he came out. I watched that kid go until it was pitch black learning an air out whip just because his friend learned it that day. And I was like, these two kids are so motivated and so driven. Like, that is literally the future of the sport right there, is those kids that are out there pushing each other, watching what we're doing on Nitro, and just literally doing it at an age that's half time as us. They're 9 years old. Mm-hmm. I was, 21, 22 years old when I did my first double flip, and he did it at 9. Better than I probably did my first double flip. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's an interesting point you raised. Like you kind of did follow a pretty strange path into BMX. Like you got your start on Nitro as a bit of a crash test dummy, kind of a junior dusty. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up on tour and how you ended up being like one of the best BMXers in the world, because it wasn't your first love or passion, was it?
No, let's start a long story short and a little earlier. I rode moto like my whole life growing up. Like that was the ticket. That's literally what I thought I was gonna do. I wanted to be a moto rider, and then as soon as I graduated high school, kind of moved out of my parents, and I needed a little extra money to move out and do everything to kind of get my feet around. That's when I switched to BMX. So that was 2010 years ago, is when I first started BMX, and as soon as I grabbed it, I fell in love, and then started doing like little kids demos, doing construction work all year just to pay for BMX. And next thing you know, I kind of developed this trait and came on Nitro, and my trait was being small and pretty much indestructible was my trait. So Nitro brought me on without even really knowing that I did BMX. They just brought me on for all the stupid contraptions that go down the ramp, like the whiskey barrel and the trike, the smaller, just all the dumbest stuff. And then they found out I rode BMX, and then where I'm from, everyone pushes each other, and they're okay if you do everyone's tricks. So I started just kind of doing my own tricks, doing everyone's tricks on Nitro, and then they ended up having a bunch of athletes that just started crashing out, getting injured, and then that's when Nitro was like, all right, we need you on a BMX bike. We need you to fill in for this dude. We need you to fill in for this dude. And then that's when they're like, holy shit, this kid's like, he rides BMX. Like, we should put him in the show for BMX as well. And then that's kind of what paved my way, is being able to do all the contraptions and all the gnarly stuff, being the guinea pig, being the test dummy, and then going straight to BMX and being able to do all the hardest tricks on BMX. And it just kind of made me a staple in Nitro.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great story of just kind of not giving up and chasing that dream. I think Micah touched on it earlier, how he said you've got this amazing work ethic. It's because of that exact kind of grassroots upbringing and kind of started from the bottom, now you're here type vibe. Hey, before we kind of talk to you a bit more about other stuff, we have to go do the social rundown for the week. You ready? So I'm Petey Vegas.
Social rundown.
Yeah. What's happening on socials this week? I'm Petey. Man. I cook bacon with no shirt on.
You did a great job.
I cook bacon with no shirt on. No, we love Petey. He's been awesome. The Pastrana Pit Bike Championship is airing on full on our YouTube channel this Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. You guys will be busy. It's a good watch.
I hosted
Kurtis Downs mixtape.
Yeah.
We're going to play that when we get to your section. It's actually the number one viewed mixtape. Again, I didn't fact check this, but I'm pretty confident that you smoked Travis's previous number one. Charlie, producer, check that for me.
Give the people what they want.
Bruce, the Bruce Cook Never Say Can't episodes are airing daily on Facebook.
Yep.
Unreal views on that. Take 10 minutes to watch one of those episodes every day. It'll make you a better person.
It does. I've been keeping up with those, and they are amazing.
Willie, in their own words, on YouTube. That's another great clip we filmed at Willie Land at the end of the tour when we unfortunately had to send you guys home. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember.
We don't like talking about that. Oh, Travis's birthday last week. I feel like that's last week. So happy birthday to our fearless leader. And as a birthday present, I guess Brendan Schmidt turning up to his house this week.
Yeah. Also, did you see him doing the juice skateboard Red Bull thing? I was on our channel today.
Yeah. That's sick.
Good.
Join us on.
Go, Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
Hey, mate, I'm still trying to subscribe to this Twitch channel so I can use my own emoji.
Yeah, use your Amazon account.
How do you? I couldn't figure it out.
No, it's free on Amazon. You can pay for it, but if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to our channel for free and use my emoji to scare
look, Gecko's just using me emoji.
Yeah,
emoji,
looks good.
Whatever that is. So speaking of subscriptions, join us on TikTok. 100,000 followers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Join us on TikTok, and then all your data goes to China. Oh, political. Step back. Reset.
Got out.
You have a TikTok?
Yeah, I got a TikTok. Shout me out, Dad.
The no politics. Right, reset. Good thing we got the 5-second delay.
Hey, so I'm going to hop in and just thank Teal72 just gifted you a subscription, Brownie. So you can now use your own emoji. By the way, Teal72, 8-month tier 1 sub to start the stream as well. And I would also like to just point out Trevor Teal, our newest channel moderator as well. He got the sword. Trevor Teal, legend. Thank you so much for all the support, my friend. The only problem with that sub is I think it takes you to 70 total gifted. One too many as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a Trevor Teal fan as well as a team.
Where was Trevor Teal's moderating when I said I made the China remark? China. So I think one of the other rad things that I actually picked up this, I did do a run sheet for today, believe it or not. There's a sick Instagram photo series, the how it started versus how it's going trend. Have you guys seen that stuff? Like that very first.
I did see the first megas and stuff. I was pretty stoked to see that.
Yeah. What do you recall, Micah, of the first vision of that that Gigantoramp? So we're going way back to July 2009. Like, what were your first thoughts when you saw that?
So I wasn't with the company, but I was in the show business thing.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
So it was so revolutionary. It blew everything being done out of the water. And in 2009, if you would have told me that this industry could even grow, I would have laughed in your face. Yep. I just said we topped it out. Freestyle motocross where it's going to be. BMX shows where it's going to be. The ramps can't get bigger. The spectacles can't grow. The venues aren't going to be bigger. The people are not going to come. And then all of a sudden they did that Vegas show with that gigantic roll-in, and it was incredible. It was such a game-changing industry. I've never been so humbled and wrong about something. Where I didn't think we'd ever do bigger than county fair shows again. So it was just such a game changer because forever we'd push the lip all the way up to freestyle motocross landings and just roll it and joke about it, Yeah. But now these guys were going fast enough to actually go somewhere with those lips. And we didn't even know the science existed that we could go that fast with those wheels. So Nitro blew everything out of the water as to what's even possible. Yeah. And especially in the show realm, that stuff's not supposed to be portable. That should be in some dude's backyard, Burnquist's backyard where no one can ride it, Yeah. So
I think that's the big element of that thing. Back in the day, it took a day and a half to build and a day to bring down, and now it goes up in 6 hours and down in 2 hours. So that technology itself has just continues to grow and expand. I mean, division, you guys yourselves have had like huge advances in ramp technology as well.
Yeah, everything goes back to this guy named John Beathers. Because the first Nitro show I ever saw, they had the pull-in stuff, the pulley. Nitro doesn't really talk about that stuff too much because it was just a weird point in time. And then Beathers developed the roll-in stuff that, like, again, the technology finally caught up to where the riding was thanks to it. Like, and I luckily found one of his old ramps. The main Nitro ramp is that ramp now, but like none of us would be where we are without him now, like hands down. Not my company, not Nitro. I don't think the industry. Kurtis wouldn't be.
I grew up in his backyard.
Yeah, you know, like behind every huge musician is like a producer that no one ever talks about that gets it done. His name is John. He lives in Provo.
Provo, Utah, in the middle of nowhere that you would never guess.
Yeah, it's just, but
fantastic.
For what he did to both of our companies and what he did to the industry and to BMX in general, really.
Dude,
like,
he's given more back to BMX than most people I know.
And no one knows who he is. No one, and he's the nicest, humblest, sweetest man too. He's such a cool guy.
He's probably spent most of his life in a 40x50 shop.
Yeah, just
building the gnarliest stuff that you've ever seen that wouldn't even fit in most people's yards.
Yeah.
And the dude just has like almost an entire half acre of concrete just to move. Like, he has his own skate park that you can move and build. And that's why I'm the rider I am today, is because every time I wanted to learn a trick, John would be like, oh yeah, come to my house. It'll take 15 minutes to make this setup. Done.
It's crazy.
Wow. It's unreal. So there was a good segue opportunity there for me, and how we do not talk about the pulley ramp setup. I want to roll Kurtis Downs' mixtape, and Charlie, producer Charlie. Let's stop it. Let's stop it after the opening shot, and then we will talk about exactly why we do not talk about the pulley rope and rope.
Oh yes, please. Demonstration. Here you go.
Here you go.
The old shop around the world.
This is for sale. Roll the tape.
Any wakeboarders interested? Hello? It would be great.
The thought of Ricky just holding the button down for the lens, just like, oh, what a sight, dude.
Not only that, before we roll this, can we just say that the lip was built wrong as well? It was the 40-foot bottom and a 50-foot top. So it went like tranny to bake.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah, that just brings up bad memories.
Oh, what a terrible lip. Yeah, there's the pulley.
Yay me.
There's the nightmare.
Slam dunk.
Oh. How'd that feel?
I don't really remember.
What hit?
My head hit the back of that fence and bent the post like 2 feet. And not only that, most people don't know this, but on the back side of that, of Cam Sinclair's foam pit, right as you cut that clip, there is 2 barbed wire fences that I would have just gotten literally severed in half.
Oh.
Like, look at that. I'm concussed. Yeah. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just thankful I'm breathing.
Shout out to Sam with his gloves, though. Yeah, that was yeah, I remember that day. It's it's one of those days you definitely prefer to forget, but holy shit.
Later on in this mixtape that I do the gurney, I used 2 lights in one day.
Yeah.
I almost went out of it on the gurney. I'll tell you when.
That's Feather's house, by the way.
Yeah, that's John's.
That those black ramps. Yeah, that's the secret spot. Look at how big that jump is. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Was that Utah? Is that just Woodward?
Woodward.
That's a good clip, dude.
Yeah, I got sketchy too.
Yeah.
Makes it better. Oh, this was a good feeling.
Oh, take your hands off.
This was my second life used in that one day.
This is the same day?
Same day.
Oh.
Well, the good thing is you're on a gurney, at least. You've kind of proper prior planning prevents
I fell off it, so they just have to put me right back on.
Was that 3 down on an e-bike?
Yeah. Not an e-bike, but that was 230 feet.
Wow.
230 feet.
Almost died.
Shout out Drone Flyer.
Right. POV.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's at McNeil's, right?
Yeah.
McNeil's quarterfinal.
Hey, at any time during this, shout if you guys want it paused or rolled back.
No, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Look at that slow-mo on the roost. Oh, yeah. I crashed a lot on that one. This
Whoa.
was bad. I hate snakes, by the way.
I wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, I tried not to.
You wet in your pants?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there's another prime example of one.
Yeah, we don't even talk about.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, moto tricks.
Wow, that's huge.
Hey, let's
That
stop.
was unreal.
That's my favorite.
Let's stop.
Yeah, go back a little bit. You're just dropping hammers on us, Charlie.
Charlie,
Hammers,
just relax.
Hammers.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah, the snake, because he looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was not a good experience.
I wanted.
That's not nice.
We can't talk about that.
No.
No, we're definitely not talking about that. Wicked Tango. We don't talk about that. Hey, Wicked Tango, where's our money? This is what I want to talk about. Moto tricks on a BMX.
That was too good.
That
Is
is
any-
unreal.
Yeah. This is my favorite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that took so long to master to even get. I think I've done 2 of them in my life.
Oh, that's perfect.
I've only done 1 of those in my life, and that's only if you pay me money.
What So obviously,
that trick is unreal.
Obviously, you get your moto inspired tricks from moto, but is there a particular guy you look at and try and emulate?
There's actually probably 2 dudes that I more or less try and do my style off.
Yeah.
Jared McNeil's very, very simple, but he does everything so textbook and so proper.
Yeah.
That's why I try and extend and hold stuff so much on a moto. And then probably my main inspiration behind a lot of my moto tricks has to come from Adam Jones. That dude literally is like a video game. Up, square down, and that dude does a rock solid flip in when he does every gnarly trick on moto he's done for years. And if you slow mode all of them, there would probably be 5 of them that are better than all the others because every single one is so perfect. Yeah. And it is that's literally what I try and be is Adam Jones just crushing tricks.
It's a good call.
To watch that dude ride is literally my favorite one.
Yeah.
I can't even explain how difficult it is that he does and does it perfect. Every night.
Look at that Franklin Farm clip.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Was a rough day in the office. Oof.
Yeah. If you can walk away from the Franklin
dirt's hard.
Yeah. I've seen some big hits on those dirt dogs.
Oh, for sure.
Look at Dusty's face. Just, ew, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, we've seen some helicopters and ambulance rides out of that place.
Hey, pause it again.
Oh, yeah.
Pause it again. Charlie? We had Jet, I don't know if you saw, we had Jet on last week and we had a long chat about Franklin Farm. You've spent a bunch of time there. How special is that place, K-Dog?
Franklin Farm is honestly my second home. If I ever had to just get a break from life or take any sort of time off, I immediately fly to New Zealand, just go hang out with Jed at Franklin Farm because it's kind of it strips you from everything. You don't have social media out there. You don't have any sort of way to get online, no communication, nothing. It strips you of all that. And Jed, as much as I love him, he makes it so you have to sit out there by yourself and just learn about you and the time spent and what you're doing, break it down, super simple. And he has the gnarliest jumps that you can wake up one day and be all right, I'm more motivated than ever to do all this. And you have to sit there for 2 or 3 days waiting on weather or someone to ride because you don't ever ride that set alone. Yeah. And it takes you back to just what you're there for. It creates that drive in you of all right, today's not the day. All right, see if tomorrow is. Oh, this day I don't feel like riding, but it's the best weather we've had. And it makes you kind of succumb to Mother Nature and like be on her time and your time. And when everything meets up, there's nothing more magical than the Franklin farm, because it's hard work, sacrifice, and honestly just waiting, like patience. And that's so hard to do nowadays. Is you can have a ramp set in front of you for 5 minutes and be like, oh, I'm going to go session that. Well, like just get straight into a session. His place, you can go, it's almost like you can go days or almost weeks without riding and wait for the one day that's like perfect scenario. Every setting lines up. Everyone wants to send it. And that's the day. That's the days that I remember more than anything in my life, is just all the hard work, effort, patience, everything that's gone into it. And you're out there by yourself. So it's just you or 2 or 3 friends, and you're doing what you love, and it's unreal. That's my favorite place in the world, is Franklin Farm.
How is Jed kind of, we talked about it last week, kind of Jed really like digging deeper into the athlete's mind. You know, action sports kind of all started a whole bunch of people who are like, fuck authority, right? That's how freestyle motocross started. It was just, action sports are all the rebels, the naughty kids, the ADHD kids. Guys like Jed and Sheeny, I think, has been kind of Nitro Circus or action sports world leaders in kind of really the mental game of action sports. How has Jed influenced you in that way? I think you kind of really talked about it then, that patience. How hard is that?
I got the shortest answer, but you can elaborate.
Go ahead.
I call Jed my shaman. Like, Jed is my spiritual guru, shaman leader. Like he's my spiritual. Yeah, that's all I got to say on the subject. You can go ahead. But he's my shaman.
That's a perfect way to put it. He's like my shaman, and not only that, I call Jed like my avatar, because legitimately, like, I can be on the other side of the planet and I can be feeling one way, and that dude out of anyone will shoot me a text. It's like, oh, hey, and he touches on every subject that I'm feeling and be like, how you doing? Do you need this? Do you need any help? Like, that dude has influenced me more in life than probably anyone else on this planet. Jed has taught me more about myself and more about my own potential without even knowing it's there than anyone I've ever come across in my life. And just Jed as a whole is the best thing, in my opinion, that's happened to BMX in ages. Like, that dude's brought in such a next level mentality, and he challenges you. That's what's fun about it. Is it's almost like BMX. Your friendship with Jed is challenging, because some days he's the nicest dude ever, and some days he's like, you want to know what? Go to work. Go do this. You want to do it? Go put in the work and make it happen. Like, he's so inspirational, and he's so driven. And it's not driven towards just himself. He's driven towards the whole community of BMX. And
and
it's unreal how someone like
I think as well, he's bigger than BMX on the tour as well. Like, I know he the last couple of years when I've had my kind of well-documented struggles, he was always like a kind of shoulder to lean on for advice and some tough love. And, you know, he's so knowledgeable. He's on a never-ending quest to learn stuff about stuff. And it's no secret why he wins the Rona Award more than anyone else, because he's the best bloke on tour, the best male or female on tour, and it's daylight second, I think. Sorry,
he's just one of the best in this world, in my opinion.
Okay, so we've got the cool calm collected. We've got the cool, calm, collected Jed Milden. Let's go to the other end of characters on tour. Someone who just moved in with you, Brendan Schmidt. What the fuck is he doing in Salt Lake City? And is he...
Can you please repeat the question?
Why is Brendan Schmidt in Salt Lake City, and is it permanent?
Dad, you're asking questions way above your pay grade right now.
The hype crew.
Brandon is in Utah. Yeah. Me and Scooter made the decision to let Schmidt in and pave a good path for him, help him out.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, to make this short and sweet, he is probably here to stay in Utah. He's found his new life. But that's what happens when you move in with good people. I mean, me and Scooter are great people.
Fact.
Fact.
Yeah.
Absolute fact. What is the hype crew?
Hype crew's anyone and everyone. We just literally want to, like, there's always those kids that, like, especially in BMX and action sports, there's always like the people that like get into cliques and they get into like the whole weird vibes at the skate park. They stick with their homies. Hype crew's everyone. Like, we want everyone involved. We just want, like, there's always that dude that comes into a skate park and you can be the quietest dude ever, just doing your thing. But when you hear someone like get you pumped, they're like, oh, heck yeah, like that was sick. Oh, try this. Like, that's what we always do is we try and come in and get people hyped, just live life. Like, we just want people there to experience, live life, and have a good time. And honestly, the hype crew is just trying to make everyone feel included and not leave anyone out. We like to, honestly, one of the coolest things we ever did was during the very beginning of COVID, there was a bunch of restrictions going in on Primary's Children's, which I kind of have a relationship with in the past. So we felt really motivated to like get behind people that are giving back.
Tell us a bit more what that is for the people listening who don't know what that is.
So when I was a kid, I kind of had like I had a disease that came across and sent me in Primary's Children. I don't want to get into too much details. I'll probably end up crying or doing something weird, but I went and spent some time in Primary's Children and kind of got to know a few friends in there and just saw the hardships that kids go through in their lives and whatnot. And I kind of had a few growing up myself. And from there on out, like, that's when me and Scooter started Hype Crew, and we were like, we want to get back to those kids and like all those people that are always left behind, that they don't ever get a cheer. They don't ever get anyone to be like, heck yeah, that's awesome. Like, keep it up, do the good work, like give back to them. And like, I'm getting choked up just talking about it.
Yeah, but me too, man.
That's what it's about, is like, we ended up doing a fundraiser for them. No one was allowed to get in with like food or do anything towards giving back to the people that are taking care of those kids. And like, their parents weren't even allowed into rooms and stuff during that time. It would be like one parent, they had a test, like no one was allowed in. So we went and did this. We found every way possible to make it safe and to bring food in and to feed all the doctors and nurses. And we just don't want those people that go without a cheer in their life to have that appreciation, and let them know that they're doing a good job and to keep on a good path. That's what it's all about. We just want to hype everyone up and let them know that they're on a good path.
Oh man, that's just like, I just got goosebumps all over. I heard about that 6 months ago and I knew why it was so special. So thank you for sharing your kind of personal story as part of that bigger story, because I think that's important, and it just kind of says a lot about who you are as a human. Forget action sports, just take action sports out of it. You're just a great human, period, K-Dog. So thank you for that very personal story and share. That's
learn from a young age. No matter what, anything can happen in life, so don't leave anything on the table for regrets. Just go have fun, do what you do, and make the best of life. Build everyone up, don't tear someone down.
Absolutely. All Schmitty jokes aside, he kind of shared a similar journey to you. He did not come on Nitro Circus as a BMXer either. How good has his evolution been? And we were kind of talking about how he might be the first person to do the quintuple flip in the next couple of years.
If you're to ask me still to this day, that's the dude that's going to do it. Schmitty he's one of those special personalities that he almost takes everything as a joke until you have to imply it to him that it's a serious reality. Yeah. And once he understands that it's a serious reality and that he can do it, it's unreal. The dude has so much motivation that's hidden that it blows me away. Like, that kid has so much talent in the air. Watching him, like when he very first started, watching him get to the lip was terrifying on a BMX. And nowadays, just watching that kid's air awareness and the level of tricks that he's brought to BMX from being a snowboarder, holy shit.
Yeah.
That kid literally is capable of the gnarliest tricks. Like, you ever play Pump BMX on a phone?
Yeah.
That shit, you just got to tell him that and build it up in his head that he understands that. And then all of a sudden it clicks one day and he's like, oh, yeah, I can do a triple flip tuck no hander. No big deal. And he doesn't try. Like, kid's so talented beyond his means. It's unreal.
Yeah, he's really good.
I think he's just another one of those unique characters that get put into the Nitro Circus live tour melting pot, and
he does.
And as Trav said all those years ago, create lightning in a bottle. So shout out to Schmitty. I think he's at Pastrana Land. Good luck, Trav. They live down.
He texts me these.
They live down the road. What's he trying to do? Is it a
I think he's trying to do a triple flip 3 is what I saw online, and that is. I'm here to tell you, just getting the snap for a triple flip and staying like oriented in the air is so hard. And to add a 360 to it, that is like mind bending. That's some Avatar shit.
Yeah.
How special is Pastrana Land to you, mate? What's some of your highlights from Pastrana Land? Like,
let me just describe Pastrana Land to you first. It is one of the best blessings, best curses you've ever been sent in your life. You're there to do the gnarliest stuff, the coolest shit you've ever done in your life, push the envelope, but you're also there to be a test dummy. Let's just start out with that. They don't ever put that in the description of coming to Trav's house.
No, why would we?
Yeah, because it's strategic. They want you there, and then they lay it on you of like, okay, you're just going to be a test dummy, and we're going to see where this goes with you. But with that being said, you will never get people like that push you and know your own capability to that level. Like they're there to push you within kind of being safe, like a 60-40 ratio. But it's developed more tricks in all of action sports than anywhere else in the world. Like, and anytime you show up to Trav's, there's something that's going to go down in action sports that is like a staple in all of action sports. Like, that will be a changing point in all of action sports, is from those times that you go to Travis's. And some of my best memories and some of my worst memories have came from Trav.
Yeah.
To put it short and sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the
best ideas and worst ideas ever on that? However many acreage lot. Best ideas, worst ideas of this planet of action sports have all gone down there.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, where would action sports even be if Pastrana Land wasn't a thing, right?
Wouldn't be where it's at right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
There wouldn't be Krusty videos. There wouldn't be Pastrana Land videos. There wouldn't be any of it. None of that would happen.
We'd be stuck with supercross and BMX racing.
Boring. Can we talk about how racing is, please?
Yeah. Well,
can that be our controversial topic for the day? Racing?
Go. You go. You've been threatening.
I didn't say that on camera. Boring.
You've been threatening to try and get fired from this show for 6 weeks. You didn't turn up for 2 weeks, so we'll
yeah. Now I know what I can get away with. I'm on easy street.
Hey, I want to play one more video and have a little bit of a chat about our time in Australia that was, obviously cut short by COVID. So I think we've talked about it before, that you kind of mentioned crash test dummy, but Nitro has a habit of honing in on someone's weaknesses for content outside of the show. And K-Dog, we put you dead set in the line of fire by putting you into a brand new wave pool in Melbourne. Roll the tape, producer.
I have so many thoughts running through my head of what situation this is.
What, some anxiety as well, I would suspect. So this was Detour Australia, the Victoria. Play that. Funky.
This day.
Ooh. Oh, no. Don't even get me started on this day.
D2.
This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. This was our day.
Never been so mad in my life until that day.
The The only reason we got you to surfing was because we promised you mountain biking the next day.
Yeah, and the only reason I agreed to it is because I thought it wasn't like an ocean with that many currents, but who knew a freaking wave pool could drown you and no lifeguard swam in. I had to swim all the way to shore by myself. And no one told me that I put on the wetsuit backward. I literally looked like the biggest clown of my life that day. I had no idea what was going on.
We submitted this to the Kook of the Day Instagram. It unfortunately didn't get a run, but yeah, the gaff helmet with the GoPro. Strap yourselves in.
My nose looks big from that angle.
You're a good-looking cat.
Well, I broke it once.
Oh.
Look at that guy with a boogie board. He's too scared.
I'm so scared.
I'm so scared.
And this was at 10 o'clock at night and it was freezing, right?
And I'm hating my life out there.
I'm so nervous.
Did I shut it down for you? Good.
No.
No, so they, with all the paying customers.
The dudes were trying to coach me through and I couldn't.
Oh, melted.
Straight drowning. Pissed at
So
life.
all these other guys out there are paying customers, and you see this land boogie boarder by trade in the ocean. Look at him. He thinks he's drowning in 2 foot of water.
This was 5 minutes in. And it's 2 feet water, but there's a 6 foot wave on top of you smashing you. Why do people do this for fun? I don't know.
I like how he refers to the surfers as 2 riders. I cut 2 riders off.
Oh, I did.
And I hit my head.
No, I drowned. Didn't have oxygen for like 2 minutes.
This was Maddie.
I was going to die.
This was built for Maddie and Dusty, built not so much for the kid from Idaho.
They do instructions of like how to swim around the wave, and I don't think I paid attention to one and cut like 3 or 4 people off, and they're so pissed.
Melted.
Yeah, Dusty. Was that Dusty? Oh, that was Maddie. Maddie and Dusty were killing it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just pause it. Let's just pause it for a second. All kind of jokes aside, Kurtis, and Micah, you can answer the question too. How fortunate do you feel sometimes to get kind of experiences like this that you would never do in your own personal life? Like, explain what that is, even if it's something that you hate doing. Like, what does that feel like afterwards?
I would say it's one of those things that you, as soon as it happens, you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of excited. This is the worst fear I've ever had in my life. But
yeah,
I kind of know that my friends have my back to the point that they don't want me to die.
Yeah.
They want to like see me suffer, but they don't want me to die. And that's like one of those experiences. And they push you to the envelope of like what your real fears are. And it's kind of, it's a real blessing at the end of the day of like getting those opportunities, because without that, I've honestly been more comfortable in water, because I hate water. Like, I'm not a big fan of it at all.
Yeah.
And I've been more comfortable in water since that scenario in my life, that I'm super grateful for them pushing you beyond like what you think that you're capable of, and knowing that you're capable of more and more and more, and just kind of like tackling your fears. Like, even before Nitro, I was terrified of heights. I still am, but getting up on the ramp all the time, like, it's been super hard through the years, but they push you to like keep not just tackling your fears as far as like tricks and all the stuff that you want to push the envelope in. They push your like life envelope. And it's a really cool experience to have people like that like take care of you through pushing you past your fears.
Yeah.
Really cool.
You have a better chance of being on any professional sports team than you do being on Nitro Circus.
Amen.
Mathematics.
What's the most uncomfortable spot Nitro Circus has put you in, Micah? And let's not say the Walmart demos.
Do you remember when I was in Australia? It was one of my first events, and we went to the Steve Irwin Zoo.
Oh, yes.
And I thought I was there to hang out. And you're like, Micah, get up there, your talent, wrap that snake around you. That, Browny, you did this to me. You're like, oh, here's this koala that smells and it's got tang. Yeah, you're putting all these. I'm not good with animals. I'm terrible with them. They don't like me. I don't like them. We're on this thing, and then you're putting these like reptiles like on me for photos. And I'm supposed to be chill. I'm like, yeah, you did this to me.
I'll post that photo to the Micah and Brownie Instagram after this. I think someone's holding a wombat, if I remember correctly, as well. All of you guys are seeing a wombat for the first ever time. And my whole idea for it is I don't know if you Americans even know what a wombat is, but it kind of looks like a Micah.
Yes.
So that was kind of my goal, and then snakes, and Smitty's got this big long neck as well, and then can't even remember what the other animal. Oh, the koala, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the only state in Australia where you can actually cuddle a koala, and we were lucky enough to do some stuff with Steve Irwin's son Bob a couple of years earlier, and then he hooked us up with some tickets. So they're good friends of us up there at the Steve Irwin Zoo. So
one of the coolest shows I've ever seen was that place. It's cool.
I think people of our vintage, that's what people. If you think Australia, the old people used to think Crocodile Dundee, but modern day people think Steve Irwin. So he's that guy for most Australians that like we all know where we were when he died. So I don't know how we even got here, but here we are. Back to the. You know what? This is how we segue. It's Steve Irwin here. Let's go back to the mountain bike part of it. There's a crocodile over the top of the embankment.
In New Jersey.
Yes. Here is Kurtis, not in his natural habitat. He is uncomfortable. Matt Wyatt thinks he's a surfer, but he isn't very good.
Look at that. He's just laughing at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't tell me. They made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, just put it on this way. And then someone zips it up in the back. You're supposed to zip it up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
They don't make wetsuits in my size. For good reason.
They're stretching. We can make it work.
So, yeah, then we finished up at Urban Surf. Thank you to the guys there. And mountain biking in Bright. How cool was this day?
Yeah, see, now I'm in my element. This day was one of the best days on tour. Like,
yeah.
Us mountain bikes and a place to ride that cool. Sign me up any day of the week. Not only that was Dante and Vicky's first time on mountain bikes, and that was a pleasure to watch. That was amazing.
Hey, let's just pause that here. I want to just quickly talk about Dante.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's bring him up. Yeah, good idea.
How? I think we're kind of. You said it was harder to get on a Nitro Circus tour than to get onto a sports team. Getting onto that Nitro Circus tour and athlete lineup is a difficult task, but like kind of once you're on and set, you're there till you fuck it up, really. And we've got this, but we do for real. We've got this great core group who have been together now for like 4, 5, 6 years. We don't get a lot of tour rookies anymore. It's like we do an end of tour awards, and every year, and so it's been like probably Vicky Golden, and then so Dante he'd done it like some European stops, but he'd never been on a full tour, and he kind of came in as a 19-year-old kid. from the UK and just kind of was such a breath of fresh air. And I think this day really encapsulates the energy and vibe that he brought to let's call it you two older guys, because you are compared to him. What was his energy and aura like? I'll ask you, Kurtis, first, and then I want to ask Mike something else.
Like you said, it was a breath of fresh air. That kid came in with so much positivity, and we kind of learned all his weaknesses and kind of took advantage of it. And that kid handled everything with peer pressure with ease. Yeah. Like he literally acted like he had been there for years, and just the amount of energy that he brought on tour and the amount of smiles and laughs, that kid he's fun. Like, he's a good hard worker. He's really, really talented at what he does. And that kid he loves life. And it's cool to see that, like, come back on a tour and just like someone that takes advantage of every situation and instead of looks at it like a threat sometimes. Because as you kind of go on tour, like, some stuff you're like, oh, that's a threat. Like, trying to set me up for failure. Let's see how this goes. Dante is 100% just like, I'm in. What are we doing? Let's go. And it's so fun to see that me around it. And that kid backs it up 100% every time.
Yeah.
Love it.
One of my kind of like favorite moments of that three and a half weeks we had on tour was the Micah and Dante bond, like the kind of the most unlikely duo to be friends. And I remember when we finished the first show and we're driving to the second show, we had to go in two different directions. So we had to split up the crew. So that was when Kurtis, you guys and the film crew went to go and film the surfing. And then me, Micah, and Dante went to the other town to do some PR. And Micah, as per usual, like, bit of a late rise to get up on a Sunday morning after the show. He's crabby. He sees the car list and he sees that he's in a 5-hour car ride with Dante. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't even know this kid. Why am I paired with a 19-year-old scooter rider from London? What could we possibly have in common? Fast forward 3 weeks, and one of the coolest friendships I've seen on tour develop. Micah, what's your memories of that?
Just like you said, man, I don't have a lot in common with scooter riders. Like seeing what they can do and everything, I fully respect it, but I don't really get on that plane too much. But Jed said it best. Like, Dante comes in and he's just such a special energy. There's just something different with that kid. There's just something that he brings to the table that, I mean, it doesn't matter what, like, I'm going to be that kid's friend if he was into, like, kayaking. You know what I mean? Like, it had nothing to do with, like, the apparatus. It has to do with him as a person. And just in that car ride, we got along on so many levels. And, like, he just listened to a lot of the stories and a lot of the things, and, like, was really reactive to some of the stuff I said. And, like, when you can influence a kid that will take what you say like that serious, you want to be around him. And, like, I gained so much youth from him, just his spirit and his willingness to go out. Like, I just, like, when you're traveling international, like, sitting around is just such a waste of time. So you got to go out. And everyone in the house didn't want to go out. And Dante would always be like, yep, let's go. Are you getting a burger? Yeah. You want to go to Macca's? Yeah. You want to do, like, whatever. We'd always find the skate parks. Even if it was, like, some crappy skate park we'd find on our phone, like, we would go. And even if it was him ride, like, we'd film and he'd grab my bike. And, you know, like, I'd show him, like, different angles and, like, kind of how to get better Instagram clips. Like, I'd film a lot of it and then upload it to him. He'd edit it to music. And, like, it was just cool because he'd never really had a proper filmer before. So I got to, like, open his eyes to how, like, quality affects what you put out. And he just jumped to it so fast. And he's like, I don't ever want to get filmed by a GoPro again. He's like, I just want, you know, people that can follow. And, like, I do follow shots with him and just stuff that he's never really experienced before. And I'm an old man in this stuff. I've been doing this for years. So it was really easy for me to do it. And then, like I said, like, I'm down to anyone that just wants to go do stuff. And he'd never say no. Like, Kurtis the same way. Like, you know, if I want to go anywhere, like, I'm going to go get ice cream. So, like, he's going to come with me even if he doesn't want it. And, like, I'm really attracted to those people as it keeps my energy up, because I do kind of find myself business-wise, like, sitting in front of a computer or waiting for something to call back when someone's like, yo, let's go. Like, I need those people in my life. And Dante brought that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, just his quest to just learn stuff. And, you know, like, God bless the kid, but he was, like, so young and naive. Like, every night. And, you know, he thought even on the very last day when you speak of stitch-ups filming, when we took him paragliding, and he thought paragliding was indoor skydiving. But how well he handled it so well when we pushed him off that cliff.
Yeah, big man things.
Big man thing. Shout out to Dante. Then I think Jed described him as well as like, he's just one of those people you feel honored that you've met him. Like, you're honored that he's come through your life, because he just shows you how life should be lived. And, you know, a young 19-year-old who doesn't know a lot but gives so much to so many. So I think we might get him on our next guest.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He's been a little bit of a naughty boy, so on as a guest and talk to him about that. Dad's got a few words to say to him.
Easy on him, Dad.
I will. I think let's just finish. We'll finish playing this video and then we might wrap it, boys. I know you guys have got an early start to do your drive to OKC tomorrow, so let's just finish this video.
Cool. Wow.
Play the tape.
Back to the goods. Let's watch you mountain bike.
Yeah, I like mountain biking. That's what we're doing right now.
We've been mountain biking.
Dante and Vicky debuting on downhill mountain biking.
Yeah. This is our first ride ever.
Wow.
We didn't let them learn. We just had them learn over the deep end.
Shout out to Zeke and Blaine for having about a 20 camera shoot on this shoot. The world's smallest media team getting shit done.
Oh no, I see a lot of my GoPro in my mouth more too.
Yeah, a lot of mouthing.
Yeah, that's my GoPro, guy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mouthing. How nice and perfect those trails are. No dust at all.
Oh no.
Oh.
Watch this. Dusty does a Superman, I think, on the second one. Yeah! Gets all blown sideways in the wind. Oh, that was awesome. This hip was one of the best hips ever. Yeah.
Almost took these off away.
Yeah, it is.
That shot's sick.
No for Ken.
It's a cool shot, yeah. Woo! Yeah, K-Dog.
Love that hip.
That's far.
Oh, this is Dante.
I'm
this
Dante.
Is first ride. Yeah, look at Dante.
Dante.
Such a little beast.
Welcome to Dante Things. Doing stuff with Dante.
Dante down under.
I lost him.
That shot.
I've lost him, but I'm going to catch up. This is my first time actually doing this stuff. Oh.
Wait.
Gang.
I'm thirsty.
I think that's my shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
whoa.
That one was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is the mixtape. You guys are going to want to check that out. That's a good one.
Oh. Hey, there we go.
Wow, back to the mount.
That's a good mount.
This is a fun day. We had like a 2-hour drive home after this, and I couldn't get you guys off this this jump section at the end. You freaks.
Couple of us here, Nora.
Huh?
Man, that place was fun.
How special are these days, Kurtis? On it, like Micah said, you know, we've got a lot of downtime.
Yeah, so we have a lot of downtime, and if there's days like this that they plan out, we get to go do something that, like, I'm into mountain biking. We have days off that we go ride like little go-karts, little drift carts all the way down in New Zealand on, I think it's Rotorua. We like these cable parks, everything, like just those days that we get to go have fun with each other and just kind of like experience that place and that city and like the time that we're there is unreal. Like those days are honestly when we have some of our best bonding moments and we become like lifelong friends. It's not through the show, it's through those days as we become lifelong friends.
Absolutely. I think as well, like we stick cameras in your faces for a lot of it, but we try and make a pretty conscious effort of not sticking the cameras in, and where we might go play golf or whatever. I think you're exactly right. It's why we all have the relationships we have, because of what happens off the ramps. It's just as much because that's how people like myself get included in these friendships and bonds. So it's
Dad.
He's getting sentimental watching that, right? Because last time to get together, pretty much the last clip we filmed, and that was end of March. Yeah, that was. So
it was in March before my birthday, because we were going to celebrate on tour, and then we got kicked out.
Yeah, we had to do the mercy dash home and get everyone home. So. But you guys are doing the God's work right now and spreading the Nitro gospel. So you have an early start tomorrow. So why don't we wrap things up? Hey, shush!
You tell them, Dad.
Thanks, boys. K-Dog. I think there's been a couple people have come on and said favorite guest so far. So, man, been an amazing insight, dude. And I just love seeing you guys hanging there together and being happy, because it set me up for an afternoon of just a big smile on my face. So hopefully they've the viewers at home kind of feel the same, because you guys are nothing but good vibes, except in the morning sometimes, Micah. So that's why I want to get you to bed, because you got to be up and do the long drive. So
I got feeling tomorrow morning.
You're right.
So great to have you back, buddy. I missed the shit out of you. And K-Dog, I think probably we might get you on next week as well if you guys are together again.
Dude, I would love to be back on. This has been nothing but fun and brought up so many good tour memories. And it's fun to kind of go back through like the whole playlist of life, and all the years kind of blend together, and all the videos and everything. So it's fun to depict them and like remember each person's take on how it was. It's really fun. I enjoy it.
Well, it's all we've got right now as well, right? Like, you can't really live in the tour moments. So, like, talking about the old ones, it just it gives me goosebumps again, man. Because I mean, we've shared so many special memories over the years, all of us, and I know there's plenty more to come. So, and it's starting with what you guys are doing right now. So, just spreading the Nitro love. So, go and check out the Nitro Circus website to see where the Walmart demos are. All the dates and details are there to get your tickets. So go and see these.
Skip this podcast. It's important.
Oh, yes. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And Into Deep Season 2 coming soon. Boys, love the shit out of you. Thanks, man, for sharing some personal stories. It's been a blast chatting to you guys the last couple of hours. Stay safe. Drive safe.
Of course. Got you.